Welcome once again to the Food and Drink Business Podcast live stream of interviews being conducted on the exhibition floor here at FoodPro 2023, and like our other live streams, sponsored by TriMat Systems. Pippa, you're back in the hot seat. You've been out running around doing videos and meeting people.
I have. I've been running around like a mad thing, but I'm very happy to be back on the podcast. And at the moment, I am talking to Jaquelyn Thatcher, and she is the Marketing and Communications Manager at SafeDefence. And well, welcome to the podcast, first of all.
Thank you.
And I hear you've just launched a new product at FoodPro. Tell me all about it.
No, there's nothing like a bit of pressure to not only have a stand at FoodPro, but then launch an entire product range all at the same time. Like it's so much fun, but I'm really excited. Thank you so much for squeezing us in. And yeah, it's been an amazing few days already, having the opportunity to launch a brand new product range, SafeDefence, which essentially, while it might sound like it's something that the military are involved in, it's actually an amazing defensive protection system for warehouses and food facilities. So where we have traditional sort of bollards made of concrete or cement, and steel, ours is actually a brand new polymer system. So it is an amazing new product that can take a lot of heat and a lot of resistance and a lot of loading. And it's just an amazing product that we're being able to launch here. So everything from bollards to guardrails to pedestrian gateways and pallet system, racking protection systems. It's just been incredible, and the response we've had so far this week has been incredible. But yeah, it's amazing what a demand it's been. I mean, from what I understand of people that are running and managing food facilities, what goes on in their facilities is something that sounds like it's a cross between an F1 racetrack and wacky races, to be honest. Like, I've had some real interesting stories this week about what people have to contend with. And the one thing that does come through is that almost on a weekly basis, they're having to replace, repaint, and deal with a lot of damage within obviously these high traffic places, which causes a lot of downtime in terms of production. Obviously, there's risk to people, the company's most important asset, and obviously other machinery and other assets and products. So it's been wonderful to be able to launch this new product this week and get such a positive response from the Australian industry, which has, I think, just traditionally been dealing with a very archaic system. So, it's been an amazing response. And one of the best things about it is that it's actually made from 40% recycled material. And it's also 100% recyclable. So where I think a lot of other companies here have been really promoting the fact that they're moving more towards a sustainable option and greener sort of business practices, I think the great thing about SafeDefence it is leaning more towards a whole idea of what happens with a circular economy, where you are trying to keep materials and products in the economy for a lot longer, not just going from cradle to grave, but trying to keep those products moving around in the economy for as long as possible before they actually have to be finally retired. And with our system, because you are basically able to replace the outer casing, so you have a single bolt system that goes into the cement slab. If for some reason it does get hit, you can, and it does get damaged, you can just replace that outer casing rather than it ripping up the slab altogether, which is fantastic. So everyone has really responded really well to that. So yeah, it's been an amazing sort of few days. It's one of those things when you don't really know how you're going to go when you launch something new into the market, but to have the response that we've had so far has really been quite amazing. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
And just for myself, because I'm curious, can you give me like an example of how you would, because obviously this is new, this is fresh, but how would you implement it into like with a food and beverage client?
Well, people probably think there's obvious places where they need to have those products in place, but what we do have, which is amazing, is they can supply us with their plans for their warehouse or their facility, and we can overlay that with a 3D render and show how all the different products within the SafeDefence system can be utilised and implemented in their facility. But it can also still highlight maybe where some of their higher risk places are. So things like around doorways, and even where there might be some permanent machinery, or where there are a thoroughfare of people walking, it can probably highlight and show you that actually that's something we hadn't even thought of before. And when they see it in place with the rest of our system works, it can actually highlight where there might be higher risk. So that is an easy thing that we can do in consultation. And so we not only supply the product, but we actually install and it can also maintain as well. But the good thing is with it is that because of the system and the quality of the polymer is that it is UV resistant. So again, it doesn't need painting on a regular basis and it can withstand extreme temperature ranges. So it can go from minus 40 degrees through to plus 80 degrees. And it is chemical resistant as well. So when you are dealing with food product, it is wonderful to have, a product that can work within a food safe environment too, which is wonderful. So again, it's just that whole idea of minimal downtime, if there is damage or if there has been some sort of weird and wonderful kind of situation going on there, because they're all working with such tight spaces, aren't they, a lot of these forklifts, and so it just really feels like everyone's been looking for something that is going to give everyone the ability to have a far more flexible workspace, which is fantastic. So yeah, it's been amazing, and we're available to be able to supply and install across Australia and also all of New Zealand. I know there's been a lot of New Zealand people that have come over, which has been fantastic with this event. So and they come far and wide because it's obviously been quite some time since the event's been held.
A very long time, yes.
So it's wonderful that so many people are taking the opportunity to come in and interact with everybody else in the food and drink industry as well.
Absolutely. And with so many people here, and we're on day 3 now, has there been any, even with the new product launch, has there been any responses from people that have surprised you maybe about bringing your stuff here, and maybe just trends that have surprised you in the industry?
Well, I think they've just been used to the same old thing. And so when they've come up and they've made an assumption, oh yeah, it's just a bollard. But then, when we've explained how the composition of the product works and how it's able to be integrated into their workplace, they've just been really quite surprised at how robust and flexible it is, and the different options in terms of product types and how it can be flexible. So you can replace it easily, and, even if they were to leave that site, they could actually take their outer casings with them, which is a bit like taking the light fittings when you leave your house. There might not be too many people that want to take over an old facility that doesn't have any protection in it. But anyway, I didn't say that. But yeah, I think everyone's just been really quite thrilled at how flexible the system's been and how there's just new technology coming through. And I'm sure that a lot of people have seen that, the last few years of COVID, and I think everyone coming out of that and now seeing all the different technologies that are in place across the food manufacturing industry. I think everyone's kind of coming out of this probably feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I would say, but with their eyes a lot wider open to all the different technology and the different systems that they can now have in place. So, which has been wonderful. So yeah, It's been an exciting few days wearing. I think everyone's going to be well and truly sort of time by the end of
ready
tomorrow.
for a nap.
And yeah, exactly, including you guys as well. So it's been a really great event to attend.
Yeah, wonderful. And when is SafeDefence available? Is it now?
Now, yep. You can order from us now. We're happy to talk to anyone and to discuss their project needs. Our website is safedefence.com.au, and also our Instagram handle is SafeDefenceAU. And our phone number is 1300 723 000. We're happy to get in touch with anybody, have a chat. We can travel, we can FaceTime, we can do everything, Zoom, everything these days. And we
covering all bases.
Covering all bases, and certainly supply and install across Australia and New Zealand.
Awesome. And for our listeners, where can they find you on the floor at FoodPro?
We're at K44. You'll find us nicely tucked away near the cafe and the bathrooms as well. So we're at a very handy position. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Everyone's been in a great mood. We just want to thank everyone that's taken the time to come past and say hello. It's been lovely to meet you all, and some existing clients and brand new relationships being formed. And it's just been a really lovely event. So thank you very much. And thank you for having me on the podcast.
Thank you for joining us. It's been so nice.
Well, thank you, Jaquelyn. Thank you, Pippa. And thanks, of course, to everyone who's tuned in to listen to this food and drink business interview conducted on the exhibition floor at FoodPro 2023. We'll be back shortly with another informative discussion, probably the last one for the day. And as with all our other discussions, sponsored by TriMat Systems, who asked me to say, are you looking to reduce labour processes resulting in a boost in your profits? TriMat Systems offer automation solutions that will take your productivity to the next level. Contact them today at trimat.com.